Let's start with a word of prayer. Almighty God, who in your wisdom and goodness have appointed the offices of leaders and legislative assemblies for the welfare of society and the just government of the people, we beseech you to behold with your abundant favor us, your servants, whom you have been pleased to call to the performance of important trust in this republic. Let your blessings descend upon us here assembled, and grant that we treat and consider all matters that shall come under our deliberation in so just and faithful a manner as to promote your honor and glory, and to advance the peace, prosperity, and welfare of our country and of those whose interest you have committed to our charge. Amen. Good morning, honorable members. Welcome to this morning's sitting. And clerk, please take us through.
Order number 1, administration of oath.
Next order.
Order number 2, communication from the chair.
Next order.
Order number 3, messages.
Next order.
Order number 4, petitions.
Next order.
Order number 5, papers.
Next order.
Order number 6, notices of motion.
Next order.
Order number 7, statements.
Next order.
Order number 8, motion, approval of report of Public Accounts and Investment Committee on the consideration of the report of the Auditor General on the financial statements of County Executive, receiver of revenue for the financial year ended 30th June 2023.
May I invite Honorable Philip Ndolo, Chairperson, Public Accounts and Investment Committee, to come forward and take us through.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I'm Philip Mtua, Ndolo, MCA Mitaboni Ward. Honorable Speaker, I wish to move the motion that, pursuant to Standing Order 185, this House adopts the report of the Public Accounts and Investment Committee on consideration of the report of Auditor General on financial statements of County Executive, receiver of revenue for the year ended 30th June 2023, laid on the table of the House on Tuesday, 8th July 2025. I would like to call the Honorable Douglas to second.
Thank you, honorable members. I now propose the question that, pursuant to Standing Order 185, this House adopts the report of the Public Accounts and Investment Committee on the consideration of the report of the Auditor General on financial statement of County Executive, receiver of revenue for the year ended 30th June 2023, laid on the table of the House on Tuesday, 8th July 2025. Before I invite members to debate the matter, I request the mover of the motion to highlights on the report.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Once again, I would like to read the report of the Auditor General on receivership of Revenue County Government of Machakos for the year ending 30th June 2023. I would like to enlighten on the background information, page 5. Second, Committee General Observation, page 16. Committee General Recommendation, page 19. And conclusion of the acknowledgements, page 20. I will proceed. Background information. Honorable Speaker, the report of the Auditor General on receiver of Revenue County Government of Machakos for the year ended 30th June 2023 was received in the Assembly pursuant to Article 229, Sub-Article 7 of the Constitution that states that audit report shall be submitted to Parliament or the relevant county assembly. On receipt of the audit report, it was committed to Public Accounts and Investment Committee pursuant to Standing Order number 185, Sub-Article 2, B and C. And the report is a qualified opinion. This means the financial statement present fairly in all material aspects the financial position of the fund for the year ended 30th June 2023. The Committee on Accounts, while exercising its mandate as provided in Standing Order 185, invited the accounting officer and conducted interrogation on the audit report on 7th October 2024. This is as per the provisions of Article 226, Sub-Article 2 of the Constitution that provides that the accounting officer of the county public entity is accountable to the county assembly for its financial management. Committee General Observation, page 16. Honorable Speaker, after considering the queries under the basis of the qualified opinion, the committee makes the following general observation. A, on the query on failure to observe end of the year cutoff procedures, the committee observed as follows. 1, that the audit query highlights failure to adhere to proper end of the year cutoff procedures, which led to an overstatement of the revenue by Kenya shillings 46,435,121. 2, transaction from 1st July to 20th July 2023 were included in financial year 2022-2023, which is inconsistent with the standard accounting practice, and the accounting officer attributed the delay in closing accounts to the late disbursement of the funds from the National Treasury. 3, the inclusion of the receipts and payment beyond the financial year ending 30th June 2023 as part of the financial year 2022-2023 contradicts the principle of their accrual accounting and financial reporting standard. 4. The overstatement of revenue affects their accuracy and reliability of the financial statements, potentially misleading stakeholders about the county financial performance. B. On query on non-disclosure of outstanding revenue arrears, it was observed that 1. The arrears of 38,411,794,210 shillings land rates and Kenya shillings 5,555,406 stall/kiosk rent are significant, and their exclusion from the financial statement raises concerns about transparency and full disclosure of the financial statement. 2. The justification provided by the accounting officer that financial statements are prepared on an IPCS cash basis means only cash received is recognized as revenue. While this is technically compliant with the stated accounting policy, it results in non-disclosure of substantial arrears which need to be disclosed. 3. The absence of evidence that management has implemented recovery measures for the stall and kiosk arrears suggests weak revenue collection efforts, which impacts the county financial health. C. In relation to the query on unsupported revenue public health services fee, the committee observed that 1. The public health services fees revenue amounting to Kenya shilling 120,317,958 shillings lacks critical documentation such as M-Pesa pay bill statements, bank collection account statements, and supporting document for hospital fee, hence undermining the credibility of the reported revenue. 2. While the accounting officer provided a tabulation of public health facilities and their respective pay bill numbers, this does not substitute for proper supporting documentation such as actual transaction or reconciliation statements. 3. The omission of key supporting document constitutes non-compliance with Section 149, Subarticle 2 of the Public Finance Management Act, which requires proper recording, keeping, and accountability for public funds. D. On the query on non-disclosure of bank balance and payables due to CRF, the committee observed that 1. The original financial statement excluded the bank balance of Kenya shillings 5,079,331 shillings from revenue accounts and payables due to the County Revenue Fund, CRF. This omission raises concerns about the accuracy and completeness of financial reporting. 2, although the financial statement was restated and the omissions corrected in notes 18 and 20 as responded by the accounting officer, the omission signals a potential violation of Section 109, Subarticle 2 of Public Financial Management Act 2015, which requires all monies raised or received by a county government to be paid into the County Revenue Fund. 3, the department should conduct periodic internal audits and reviews on financial reports to ensure accuracy and compliance before submitting them to the auditor revenue assess fee. It observed that 1, that a portion of revenue of 14,841,987 okay, let me correct that. It is 14,841,987 shillings related to livestock fee, slaughter and transportation was misclassified and assessed revenue, note 1. This indicates lack of clarity or consistency in classifying and presenting revenue streams. 2, the misclassification potentially misrepresented the true nature of the revenue streams, reducing the reliability and accuracy of the financial statements. 3, the absence of detailed analysis of revenue per stream under the cess further hindered the ability to verify and validate the revenue sources. 4, the statement of the financial statement for the year 2022-2023 to address the issues reflect responsiveness. However, it indicates that errors were identified only after the audit review, but not during internal control or pre-audit process. F, on query on unreconciled revenue, the committee observed as follows. 1, reconciliation for revenue collection bank accounts had not been prepared since February 2023, indicating a prolonged gap in financial management process. This delay compromises the accuracy and reliability of revenue figures and financial records. 2, the family bank account shows an actual balance of Kenya shillings 333,380 shillings and an uncleared balance of Kenya shillings 944,715, a total of Kenya shilling 978 and 95 shillings. The lack of timely reconciliation creates uncertainty about the true financial position. 3. While the accounting officer asserts that reconciliations have since been completed, the omission during financial reporting period raises concerns about oversight and accountability. G. On the query on lack of revenue regulations, the committee observed as follows. 1. That despite general revenue, Thank you. 1. That despite generating revenue of Kenya shilling 1,429,791,000 patients to implement the provisions of the Revenue Administrations Act 2015. This absence raises concerns about the governance and procedural framework guiding revenue collection. 2. The specific regulation, such as those for liquor licensing, designated parking spaces, and trade licensing, are still under development. Without these regulations, the county revenue collection practice lacks clear legal or operational guidelines. 3. While the county has enacted several relevant laws, e.g., Financial Act, Liquor License Act, Parking Act, and Trade License Act, the absence of supporting regulations creates a gap in operationalizing these laws effectively. 5. Committee General Recommendation. Honorable Speaker, after considering the above general observation, the committee makes the following general recommendations. A. In relation to the query on failure to observe end of the year cutoff procedures, the committee recommends follows. 1. The accounting officer, for the purpose of future reports, should observe strict adherence to the cutoff procedures by ensuring that all transactions are recognized within the correct financial period to maintain the integrity of financial statements. 2. The executive should improve its coordination with the National Treasury to establish mechanism to address delays in fund disbursement of funds and ensure timely closure of accounts. B. On the query on non-disclosure of outstanding revenue arrears, it recommends that 1. The accounting officer should enhance disclosure practices because even under cash basis accounting, the financial statements should include a note or supplementary schedule detailing the outstanding arrears to ensure transparency. 2. The accounting officer should implement concrete measures to recover outstanding arrears, including issuing notices to defaulters, establishing repayment plans, and taking legal action if necessary. C. In relationship to the query on unsupported revenue, public health service fee. The committee recommends that 1. The accounting officer should submit all relevant M-Pesa pay bill statement, bank account collection statement, and detailed hospital fee record to the Auditor General for verifications. 2. The Department of Finance should implement strict internal control to ensure that all revenue collection are properly recorded, reconciled, and supported with verifiable documents. D. On the query on non-disclosure of bank balance and payables due to CRF, the committee recommends that all financial assets and liability are accurately disclosed in financial statement in compliance with the Reporting Standard and Public Finance Management Act. E. On the query of misclassification of revenue cess fee, the committee recommends that 1. The department should develop and implement comprehensive guidelines for revenue classification to ensure consistency and accuracy across all revenue streams. 2. Further departments should prepare detailed analysis of the actual revenue collected under each revenue stream in the financial statement and forward to the Auditor General for verification. F. On the query on unreconciled revenue, the committee recommends that 1. The department should enforce strict timelines for revenue account reconciliation, ensuring that they are completed monthly or quarterly to maintain accurate and updated financial records. 2. Establish robust internal control and monitoring mechanism to ensure compliance with the reconciliation procedures across all revenue streams. G. On the query on lack of revenue regulations, the committee recommends that the county executive must prioritize the development and approvals of the revenue administration regulation for all relevant acts to ensure compliance and operationalization. County Government of Machakos for the year ended 30th June 2023 is a qualified opinion. This implies that the report fairly represents the financial position of the county executive. In the year in question, it indicates well that if the matters raised by the committee are considered, in addition to proper internal control, compliance, and observance of the disclosure of information, a positive shift in preparation of financial statement will be realized. Honorable Speaker, the Committee on Public Accounts and Investment is grateful to your office for facilitating this committee to undertake its mandate. The Accounting Officer Department of Finance for honoring committee invitation to respond on the queries raised. The Office of Auditor General for the advisory given, and members of the committee and the Secretariat for commitment and effort throughout the process of report writing. It is therefore my privilege and pleasure on behalf of Public Accounts and Investment Committee to table the reports of the Auditor General on receiver of revenue, county government of Machakos for the year ended 30th June 2023 for discussion and adoption. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Member. It's now time for members to debate the matter before us. Honorable Ndeti and Honorable Maida.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I wish to say that the committee has done a good job, and I would request the executive to take into consideration all the observations and recommendations done by the committee. Unfortunately, I will not be able to talk on any specific area because this report was sent to us 20 minutes before the start of the plenary. I think in future we need to have these reports at least an hour or 2 hours before so that we can see, read, digest, and so that we can be able to be proactive in responding to the report. So mine is just to request the executive to take into consideration or to observe the recommendations by the Committee of PAC. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Member. Honorable Maida.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. And the honorable members present, I want to thank them. Despite the chilly weather, they have seen it deemed fit to come and attend this session, which is quite important. Once again, just before even Madam Speaker, I proceed to make my observations and support for the document. I want to thank you for receiving or else having a support team in the speakers forum by having a female speaker elected yesterday in Kwale County. At least that coldness that you used to experience when you go and attend those meetings, Honorable Speaker, is somehow now covered. So I want to thank you and wish you all the best as you are joined by your fellow female speaker for Kwale County who was elected yesterday. And I wish that we have more of them that... Kilifi County, Madam Speaker, for that... Yeah, for Kilifi County, Madam Speaker. I'm already informed, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I just wanted to inform my brother, it is not Kwale County, but Kilifi County. Thank you.
Madam Speaker, 1 + 1 may be 11 or 2, but the message is home. It is the issue was just to congratulate for having another female speaker in the speaker's
point of information, Madam Speaker.
And Madam Speaker, I don't want further informations. I'm already
point
informed
of information, Madam Speaker.
These honorable members never knew I would speak about. I want to go straight to the report.
Yeah.
I want to go straight to the report.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Thank
informed.
you, Madam Speaker. I think the member is misleading this house when he says 1 + 1 may be 11. I don't think that's correct unless he proves it otherwise. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Madam Speaker, you know, it also depends on the group of schools that you attended. at the end of the day, of importance is how you interpret it. So I think at the end of the day, we are making this house lively, but that's my point. And I was very grateful, actually, to have the speaker, the female speaker, elected to join you. It was quite an elating moment. Honorable Speaker, I want to go straight to the report. Madam Speaker, laws are made to streamline and guide operations. And Madam Speaker, the audit reports that we receive in this house every other time is a guide on how we can perfect better on our day-to-day operations, because we are not perfect. And it is unfortunate that, Madam Speaker, as we debate this report, today we are missing very critical chairs in this house who really need to listen to this report and come up with ways and means of how it can be perfected better, despite maybe having some committee members. But it would have been quite prudent and important that we had the chair finance and the chair budget to listen, because the matters we are discussing today, Madam Speaker, are about finances. Finances form the basis of the development plans that we make for this county, Madam Speaker. So in their absence, it might be a little bit difficult for us even to absorb the resolution. But I believe, because the honorable members who belong to those committees are present here, they will take that message home so that we can perfect. But Madam Speaker, today in the morning, we had a healthy discussion while attending the House Business Committee, and the honorable father of the House was having a very healthy exchange with the honorable majority leader. And he told him that some of the things we discuss and are deemed like we are differing, that is not the perception. That is not the ideology. It is that we want to perfect. And these audit reports brought before this house are meant to perfect our ways and means of how we do business. How we can make better our account. Because you cannot doing things the same way, report the same way, and expect different results. No, Madam Speaker, they have to be here. Audit reports have always been here. And it's unfortunate that, Madam Speaker, the responses that and observations that the committee has seen, in terms of the mistakes that some of the accounting officers are making, it seems it's like maybe we don't have the right people in the office, or maybe there's some kind of laxity or ignorance. Or maybe somebody somewhere is doing it deliberately so that it can paint the picture of the government as if it is not doing things in the right way. Madam Speaker, for example, how would an accounting officer submit an audit report or audit queries without giving substantive information? For example, pay bill transactions, bank account transactions, individual revenue avenue transactions. Then, Madam Speaker, it means there is a serious problem with that person or that department. And the beauty about it, Madam Speaker, in an audit process, and for those who have done accounts, it does not just come outrightly or immediately. There is the so-called management letter that is written to the accounting officer to explain on certain queries. And there is a timeline to that effect that is given, Madam Speaker. And it goes that they don't even sufficiently provide those documents to the audit officers, where at the end of the day, they give a report that shows that there is some discrepancies and misrepresentation of fact, Madam Speaker. It is very unfortunate. So now, as I support this report, Madam Speaker, we need now to start auditing the individual accounting officers accountable. And I thank God, Madam Speaker, yesterday, I want to put to the information of this house. Yesterday, we had a one-on-one engagement with the CEC Finance, the Department Committee on Lands, about certain issues that we thought he is the one who is not delivering on what he's supposed to do. But he came before the committee and proved beyond any reasonable doubt, Madam Speaker, that we have accounting officers who are not responsible in their departments. Madam Speaker, a transaction or a merchant who has delivered services, you place or make a requisition for payment 2 days before the end of the financial year, understanding the implications of the IFMI system, the payment system. And then they come to the committee and tell us, Madam Speaker, the Department of Finance was not able to promise, yet they participated in the process fully when they were making the procurement more than 3, 4, 5, 6 months back, Madam Speaker. So because I wouldn't want to dig deeper into the nitty-gritties of this report, Madam Speaker. All what I'm saying is this: as I support this report, Madam Speaker, now we have to hold accountable all departmental heads. The honorable member seated here, Madam Speaker, can attest, even at the committees, they are having problems, even interrogating some of these chief officers, some of these CCMs, because they are not giving us sufficient information that can make this house make serious recommendations in which we can perfect the working of this government. So, Madam Speaker, as I support, I want to urge this house and all relevant sectoral committees, chairs and members to hold into total account all accounting officers who are not able to spur the county's plans and policies and the plans to the next level so that we can deliver services to our people. Because there is no way an accounting officer can fail to provide simple M-Pesa statements. It means there is some fishy transactions, Madam Speaker. Even joining other revenue avenues with others, it means, Madam Speaker, there is some fishy transaction. And that's why we are losing revenue. Madam Speaker, in the report you can see as well, as I finalize, there is a section that says, the entire financial year 2023-2024, we collected 1.4 billion shillings as cess. Madam Speaker, I don't think Machakos County should be in the list of counties collecting less than 2 billion shillings. And I've always said this. So we need to task the Committee on Finance to get deeper and ask ourselves, why are we losing revenue, Madam Speaker? And we are losing the revenue because those who are in office are not doing what they are supposed to do within the law to ensure that we enhance our revenue raising mechanism. So my urge, as I suppose this committee, is that can we ensure that we hold accountable every officer who is being paid with taxpayers' money, so that they can bring resources, so that these resources translate to revenue, and the revenue translates to development of the people of Machakos County. I support this report. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. Honorable Irunga, then Honorable Johanna.
Thanks again, Madam Speaker, for allowing me to say what I'm about to say. And Madam Speaker, I hate to say what I would say because there are a lot of bitterness that the Assembly has been turned into, I think, an academic exercise, because now, when I look at the report that is before us, just like the other one that we looked for the County Assembly, is, I think, 3 years late. And so then one wonders, as we debate this report, then what action is it that this House is expected to take? Because I look at the recommendation that the Honorable Kito has given us, and of course the recommendations that have been preferred to the relevant department to take action, and ask myself whether these recommendations are actually enforceable. Because they have already been taken, I think they have been taken by time, and it will be difficult for us to be able to enforce them now that there are 2-3 years that have already taken place. Madam Speaker, mine is to challenge the committee again, like I did the other day, to be able to give us reports that are enforceable, to be able to give us reports that are timely. I remember we made the same observation when we were talking about the committee, the recommendation that was given to us for the County Assembly, was it revenue? Yes, revenue again. So, Mr. Chairman, you did tell me in confidence that you have reports that are pending with you. I would want to inform you that the House Business Committee that I now sit in is transparent, is ready to transact business. So much more. If there is any business that you have that you want to be done with, please bring it forth so that these committees, we are done with your committees. Because now, Mheshimiwa Speaker, when I look at some of the things that have been raised here, like for example, the recommendations that they gave up, they said specifically that there are specific regulations such as those for liquor licensing, designated parking spaces, and trade licenses that are still underdeveloped. Mheshimiwa Dominic wonders how we are not able to raise the revenue. But of course, with such like impasses, I do not see ourselves raising this our revenue to the levels that we expect, 2 billion, 2.5 billion. Then one wonders, why have these regulations not been able to be brought to us for us to pass? Madam Speaker, I want to challenge the department to be able to raise to the occasion. and do what is necessary. We shall be looking forward to the preceding year's recommendations, see whether they are still raising the same issues. Madam Speaker, I wonder, and I hate the assembly to be used as a conveyor belt, where reports will just be coming here, they are rolled out, it becomes a roller coaster. You know, they just pass, and there's nothing that we are doing about it. We must realize that the Auditor General is established for a purpose, established for the purpose of giving us, informed opinion. And when this opinion comes to us here as an oversight body, then we are supposed to take the relevant actions. So, Madam Speaker, I will be one of those that will be looking forward to giving recommendations that are followed. I have been in this assembly for the last 7 to 8 years now, Madam Speaker, and these recommendations have been coming year round, year in. So I wonder whether when these recommendations are given, is action really taken? Now, I have just looked at that one. I sit in the Committee on Delegated Legislation. I am looking forward to get these regulations so that we act on them as soon as possible, so that the other year we do not get the same recommendation coming away. When you look at, while the county has enacted several relevant laws, we are told again that those ones, the supporting laws are not there. Let that department raise to the occasion and give us those regulations so that we act on them. I'll be asking the members of this assembly, we consider favorably, because it's just for the purpose of today. We pass it, and we ask the chairman to give us a more recent opinion, so that we can see what we can do about it. Mheshimiwa Speaker, the committee on public accounts and public investment is a very serious committee. It is a committee that is tasked with the serious oversight of our finances. And I want to thank Mheshimiwa Kito, because quiet as he is, he has been able to come up with a committee, a report that seems like, is it called? Mheshimiwa Philip. I want to thank Honorable Mheshimiwa Philip for having come with a committee that is, rather a report that, in my opinion, is up to our level. So I want to thank you and your committee. Please keep it up. But Mheshimiwa, please take time. Observe time next time. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much. Good job. Honorable Johanna, then Honorable Ranking Member.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I'm Honorable Johanna, MCA Mutituni Ngelani Ward. Madam Speaker, I stand to support this report from the Public Accounts and Investment Committee, and also applaud also the entity and the audit for a qualified opinion, because that is the second best opinion as per the Auditor General's opinions. Madam Speaker, I have two issues, and one, and really before that, I would request for such reports we have enough time to go through the reports so that we can have quality discussions. Madam Speaker, I have been able to pick two issues going by the last report which we are interrogating here with CCM Finance from our Committee on Finance. It came out very clearly that there were issues to do with the untimely transfer of funds to the CRF account. The recommended periods by the PFM Act. And Madam Speaker, I have seen in this report.
Point of order granted. Honorable Joanna.
Yeah, Madam Speaker, thank you very much for giving me that opportunity. I'm rising on point of order, standing order number 27, to request extension of time. Honorable Speaker, aware that standing order number 27.2 provides that the Speaker shall interrupt business at 12:30 p.m. in the morning sitting. Aware that the standing order number 27.3 provides that the House may resolve to extend the sitting time Aware that the standing order number 27.4 requires motion to extend sitting time to be moved at least 30 minutes before the time appointed of adjournment. Honorable Speaker, I beg to move the motion that the House resolves to extend its sitting time until the business is concluded. I call upon the Deputy Speaker to second.
Thank you, Honorable Member. Thank you, Honorable Deputy Speaker. I now propose the question that this House resolves to extend its sitting time until the business of the day is concluded. I now put the question that this House resolves to extend its sitting time until the business of the day is concluded. As many are of the opinion, say ayes. As many are of the contrary opinion, say nay. The ayes have it. Okay. Sorry. Honorable Joanna, you are on your feet. Proceed.
Okay, thank you, Madam Speaker.
Honorable Musembi, what's up? Okay, let's proceed.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I was on the issue of the failure of the executive to remit transfer funds to the CRF account within the constitutional periods. And Madam Speaker, going by this report, and I hope, although this one is an odd report, that the same will not be reflected as a prior year matter in the reports to come to this assembly. Madam Speaker, the failure to transfer funds to the CRF account somehow is reflected in this report, where the Auditor General was able to pick that the original financial statements excluded the bank balances of 5 million from revenue accounts and payables due to County Revenue Fund, CRF. And according to them, this is a concern which actually compromises the accuracy of the financial position of the county of Machakos. Madam Speaker, I have also seen that on public health facilities, again, the executive was unable to give enough evidence in terms of documentation, even after having been requested through the management letter, and the evidence provided was only the pay bill numbers. Pay bill numbers do not really speak the transactions. I would request that in future we are able to furnish evidence which really can be able to clear some of the issues raised in this report. And I think that would be one of the ways we can move from the qualified report to unqualified. But for now, I want to appreciate this committee for going through the report and also picking very key issues, which, if were to be implemented, I think would be good to go. So thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. Honorable Brian Kisila, then Honorable Mike.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I want to start by thanking Mheshimiwa Kito and the entire committee for a very good job well done. Within a span of 1 week, they have been able to table 2 reports, and I'm very sure the last one for the year ended 2024 is on the way, so that we can be up to date. just want to make one comment, Madam Speaker, and I think I'll go to recommendation number on page 20, F1. The department should enforce strict timelines for revenue account reconciliations, ensuring that they are completed monthly, quarterly, to maintain accurate and updated financial records. I think, Madam Speaker, that is one thing which we have been lacking, and I think that's a very good recommendation. And Madam Speaker, what we need is the Finance Committee. The Vice Chairman is here. The Finance Committee needs to work tirelessly to ensure that we are getting up-to-date revenue reports. It is one committee which does not, I must say, it is one committee which is asleep. And I've got no apologies to make. The reason why we are having this is because the Finance Committee is supposed to be the one which is tasked with that responsibility to ensure that we are up to date on revenue collection. We have also been talking about M-Pesa statements. Finance Committee, again, should be the one to ensure that we have serious reconciliation of M-Pesa accounts. I also sit in Health Committee. We are having a very serious challenge with FIF accounting system. Now, if the Finance Committee cannot even look at the revenue streams of normal revenues, how is it going to come up and give us highlights on how we are consuming money on FIF? Already we have guidelines to that effect, and I'm just urging members. I am very happy that we have started waking up as committees. The only way we can help the executive is by ensuring that we are up to date with our committees. If you wait until last minute and you start complaining when the act itself and the laws have given us leeways to be able to work and ensure that we are oversighting the executive properly, then we are the ones who are failing. So, Madam Speaker, I think this committee has done a commendable job. Let us all rise with the occasion and let us ensure that we do what is right and what is justified. Most of the committees, including the ones I chair, are behind schedule on even financial statements reporting to this assembly. So, since the chair of liaison is here, I think we need now to start ensuring that everybody is kept on their toes so that we are not behind schedule or we are not repeating the same thing over and over again. So I support Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. Honorable Mike.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. And I'll start by congratulating the committee for finding time, even in short time, and giving us the report. However, as other honorable members have indicated, we've had a challenge, or rather, I don't know whether it is by design, where reports come, but they are time-barred, so that even if you want to do recommendations or you want to know the status, somebody can stand and tell you this is a report for 2022, this is a report for 2023, we are in 2025, and you may not be having the hands-on information. And I'll say that the recommendations are good, what they've done, but we've heard in some session the chair say that this was done in contradiction of the finance management. This was done in contravention of this session of the Constitution. Madam Speaker, I believe our key work as the Assembly is to ensure, because if somebody in 2023 contravened, you look at the recommendation, they are recommending that internal audit mechanisms should be enhanced. Yet we have internal auditors who are paid by taxpayers' money, and they are failing to do their responsibility. Because even if we transfer the responsibility to the finance committee. A committee will remain to be committee. But if our recommendations, even from other departments, could zero in even to individuals, so that if it is CCM finance, if it is auditor, if it is the director, and probably even we have them to answer. Because if somebody is contravening the constitution, he is not fit to sit in that office. If he's an auditor general, because the issue about revenue collection has been an issue which we've discussed in this assembly for such a long time. I believe as a committee, so that our recommendation don't just appear to be like the recommendation for our debate club in primary schools. We need to now put teeth to these recommendations and zero in to individuals who are failing to do what they are supposed to do. Otherwise, I support the report, and I say it's high time we continue working for the people who elected us. And in absentia, I want to wish Mheshimiwa Ndeti happy birthday. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. Honorable Kaviu, Honorable Molinge, and Honorable Lloyd. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Honorable Musila, sorry, I had not seen your hand. Sorry?
No problem. As long as
No, but you are making some
yeah, I was just saying
like you're
no, I was just saying
fighting with you.
No. I was just saying I was on this side.
Okay. Proceed then when your time comes.
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Okay.
I rise to support the report. However, Madam Speaker, during my school days, when I was studying accounting 101, it really used to bother me the difference between qualified and unqualified audit opinion. And Madam Speaker, I've been looking at the reports that come here, and it's like we have staff, people charged with the responsibility of ensuring that we have our documentation and the reports ready, and it's like for them, getting a qualified opinion has become an order of the day. Because, Madam Speaker, the last report that was presented here by the same committee, if you look at what we have today, it is just a replica of the same issues that we had, because most of the basis for the qualified opinion is the inaccuracies of the comparative balances that were presented to the Auditor General for review for that particular financial period. So, Madam Speaker, I think as a House and also as the Committee on Public's Account and PAC, they need to change the tune, because it's like it's a standard template that only the figures and the year that keep changing so that they present here. We want to see a quality report, because they are giving responses on what the executive responded, but we are not seeing a clear way forward or a plan on how they intend to address the inconsistencies and misrepresentation of facts that are so much glaring on the reports that have been provided. And Madam Speaker, even when you look at the auditor report for the year 2022, 2023, and even the current report, the same gaps that were highlighted by the auditor, it is the same thing that are being raised. So, Madam Speaker, as I finish, I would wish to request the House that, because this, even before we look at the auditor's report, on quarterly basis, every department is supposed to provide reports or their status report. So, Madam Speaker, because there is a president and we borrow much from the Parliament and the Senate, I would recommend on quarterly basis, yes, the committees are doing a very good job, but we can have a session where every department will come and share their status report on the floor of this house on what they are doing and how they have been able to address issues that were picked and raised by the Auditor General, because it's like we have developed a standard way of doing reports without clear actions that needs to be taken. So I support the report, but I feel if we want to add value, if we want our people of Machakos to get value for the money, for the revenue that we are collecting, then we must be very firm on terms of oversight and ensuring, because if you are collecting money through a pay bill and you are not able to reconcile and provide material evidence on this, is you cannot be reporting that you did collections of 1.4 million, then when it comes to providing proof and supporting document on where the money is sitting, you get lost. So it is either one way, whether it is either there was misrepresentation in terms of reporting or the money was stolen by somebody. So you cannot say you collected this and you are not able to justify where the finances or the funds disappeared to. So thank you, and I support the report.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. Before I allow members to proceed, I want to make a ruling on the delays of submitting these reports to the members for the members' consumption. The late delays, the delays that occur when the report is sent very late for members to be able to to consume them. The issue of delays in submitting the reports late for members to consumption is not coming up for the first time in the history of this assembly. Today, several members have raised the issue of reports being submitted very late by the concerned members of staff, and it is becoming a menace. Members are not accorded time to prepare adequately for debates because the reports are submitted either 3 minutes before commencement of the plenary or 5 minutes, and that does not allow the members to prepare and read and prepare for the meeting, for the debates adequately. This is therefore to direct the clerk to write a MACHAKOS letter to the officer concerned with the said communication, why they should not be dismissed for incompetence. And this is a directive that has emanated because of very many complaints concerning late submissions of reports. It is therefore directed accordingly. Let's proceed with our debates. Honorable Mulinge. Yes.
Madam Speaker, I know it's not allowed to speak after a ruling, but I just want to ask just a clarification from you. It actually, the delay might not be from the staff. It might actually be from these people who are seated here. And
no, there are two delays, and I've just talked about one. There are two delays. There are two types of delays. The delay that I've talked about is the one when the reports of the committees are submitted just a few minutes before we commence plenary. I have not tackled the one for the reports, like this one we are tackling 2020.
Madam Speaker.
Yes.
Kindly. That's on the same. Madam Speaker, I thought we all need to agree that at some point and sometimes we also delay them at the House Business Committee. we might be accusing the staff when maybe the problem is only with us. Because I think the staff, by the time they prepare the order papers, they only prepare the order papers after the House business sittings. So I think we may need to consider that.
About,
Thank you.
Honorable Deputy Speaker, it's about submissions of the reports of the committees. Do they come in the morning? No. These reports are ready even before, and we are aware this particular business is going to be brought to the House business, or even to the House itself. So there is no mix-up. There is no delay at the House Business Committee. What delay is there? We normally do our business within time, and we are done within time. And we come here within time. All I am saying is that the staff concerned with dispatching the information to the members of the County Assembly, unless I did not hear properly. What was the complaint, Honorable Ndeti? Wasn't it something like that?
Yes.
Yes. And Honorable Mweshimiwa here, Brian, let's proceed. I made the ruling, and I think I'm right. Yeah, let's proceed. Thank you. I've heard.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for catching my hand. Madam Speaker, the report that we are debating, it is a good report, informative, well done by the committee. But Madam Speaker, the essence of these reports is to address the challenges that the county had after the auditor had done their cross-checkings. But when the report is done very late, it becomes unhelpful, because this report is for year 2022-2023 that was supposed to inform the year 2023-2024 to avoid the Department of Finance repeating the same mistake. So, Madam Speaker, because of delayance of the report, it makes even our work of oversight it makes our work to be not properly done, because we are supposed to inform what is about the areas they are supposed to improve year 2023-2024, but because of delayance, I'm assuming or expecting the report that we are going to get 2023-2024 will have the same challenges. And the reason, Madam Speaker, I'm saying so, because one of the reasons has come out clearly regarding the queries. The argument was delayance by the national government releasing their share to the county governments. The other reason was not spending beyond the closure of the year, that is beyond June 30th. And when we were interrogating the chief officers of the departments, we learned that the absorption rates, they were very low, meaning that the payments will go beyond the end of the financial year. So, Madam Speaker, if we will be getting reports in time, we will help the committees to help the executive to address the challenges the Auditor General has pointed. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Member. Honorable Musila.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I raised to support this particular report. Report emanating from the committee that I am a member, and wish to congratulate my able chair for guiding us correctly. Some complaints that are being aired in this house today, I would say we have looked at them, and since we found a backlog of all this work to be done, we have a schedule that we are following, and we are doing some reports every Thursday and Friday to try to cover the ground so that we can be bringing the information that are up to date. Last week we did 2. This week I think we are doing 2 more reports so that we are not delayed, and we will be doing the justice to our auditors. That our committee has not closed its eyes to these delays, and it is one thing that we have been grilling through in the committee ourselves when we receive these late submissions from the auditors. I know the procedure takes long, they come around September, but the time we are going through the reports, time is rushing out. And we are up to date, and we are going to do best for this exercise. I also want to say, in our discussion in the committee, we have also found a lot of issues with the internal auditors. That is the problem that we are having, the biggest problem we are having. Because I tend to believe, if you are an auditor, an internal auditor or an external auditor, you are an auditor. And as such, whatever we are getting internally here, there are those queries that are required to be answered. You are given the statement letter, you are asked this and this. Before it goes to the final audit, they don't respond right. Or some of the mistakes they do are typo. They keep repeating. Arithmetic, they keep repeating. I am saying this. If only we got responsiveness, diligence, duty bound with our internal auditors, all these questions that are coming from the Auditor General, they would be done away with, and I do believe we would be getting unqualified reports. For this one, maybe we went up the mark. We were given qualified report response. Yes, it is good that we got that, but it's the second best. We want to be the best. And what I'm trying to say is, if only we did our work fast before we waited the external auditor to do our work. And this applies even to the assembly itself, our internal auditors. If only they did their work fast, and whatever they are being asked in time by the external auditor, let them do and be responsive, be diligent, be bound by their